Hello dear students, so now from today we are going to start the first chapter of class 10th history, that is rise of nationalism in Europe. So here in this chapter we would try to understand how the feeling of nationalism arose in Europe. Let's say this is the Europe where we have the countries such as France, Germany, these are all the countries there in the Europe continent. Okay, so how the feeling of nationalism, England also, so how the feeling of nationalism arose there in Europe, okay, that we would discuss. And then the feeling of nation that was there in Europe, how this feeling of nationalism means was a leading ground for the development of the nationalism in the region of Indochina and in the neighboring countries of India. So how this feeling of nationalism is means has developed here in these countries, okay, that all we would talk in this chapter, that is rise of nationalism in Europe. So first we would talk about how the nationalism arose there in Europe and how this was a leading ground for the development of the nationalism in the Indochina region and the neighboring countries of India, etc. Okay, so that we would talk in this chapter. Okay, so here we would start at first. We would start with one of the painting of that had been depicted by the Frederick Sorio. Frederick, we have a name here, Frederick Sorio. Frederick Sorio. So he was a French artist. So he depicted four paintings. Okay. So out of these four paintings, we are to discuss one of his painting. So in this one painting, he discussed about, in this one painting he just discussed, or he talked about the Statue of Liberty here. Statue of Liberty, here he depicted the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty you must have seen, where you have in one hand a torch of enlightenment, a kind of torch. In one hand there is this represent the torch of enlightenment, then in the other hand the statue is having some books, or you can say is having the rights of charter of man. Okay, so in the two hands of this Statue of Liberty, so it contains, in one of the hand it contains a torch of enlightenment, okay, and in the other hand it contains the charter of what, human rights, or you can say the charter of rights of man in other hand. Okay, so this was depicted in this print, in this painting of this Frederick Sorio. Okay, and beside this there was something other also. It was talking about like removing of absolutism. Here some depiction has been made there, which was just talking about the removing of absolutism. Absolutism means a kind of political system where you have a ruler, or you can say a leader, who is leading the country and having all the powers, total powers in his hand. Okay, and he's ruling the country, all over the country, with all his powers there. So it's a kind of absolutism, means that no power distribution is there, like we have discussed in the power sharing concept. So no power sharing was there. So it's a kind of absolutism where no power sharing is there, where all the power is there in one hand. So we would call it as absolutism. So at that time the absolutism kind of political system was there in Europe. Okay, in France, Germany, etc. Absolutism kind of politics. So the painting was, just talking about, means first it has depicted this Statue of Liberty. So the Statue of Liberty talks about like a torch of enlightenment in one hand, then in other hand the rights of human, because the rights of human were suppressed there in Europe there at that time. Okay, then again it talks about removing of this absolutism also, which was there in Europe. So this painting was talking about this. Okay, so means we can say that the painting was talking about, kind of making a utopian society, or the painting, you can say, was talking about making of an ideal society in Europe. Okay, where the peoples, or where the people have some rights there, like now previously there were not rights. Okay, like, so the painting was just talking about kind of making of utopian society, or you can say an ideal society, where the people have the rights, and the nations are just as grouped, means the people are grouped together as the nation, because nation kind was not there in Europe at that time, because they were trying to make the empire, the multinational system. Okay, like suppose France, etc. So they were trying to making an empire. Okay, means the group of nation, they want to take the group of nation together and just ruling all the nations there. So they were trying to make an empire. So a kind of feeling of nationalism was not there. Okay, so the painting was talking about just making of an ideal society, okay, where the people have rights also, and the people are grouped together. Let's say this is the one nation, that is France or whatever you can say. Okay, and the people of this one whole nation are grouped together. Okay, and then have one flag also, isn't it, and some costumes also. Okay, so if this is so, we are making a kind of unique nation states. Okay, so basically we can say that the painting was talking about making of nation states. Nation states means where people are grouped together and making a nation. Okay, mean they have kind of feeling of nationalism inside, means they want to protect their nation, protect their country from the other. Okay, so means they were talking, the painting was talking about this kind of making of an ideal society. Okay, means where the people have the rights. Okay, and you can say means it was where the no absolutism is there, where power sharing is also there. Okay, means absolutism is not there. Okay, and the people, those who are grouped together, have a common flag there. Okay, so this is what they are in this painting. Okay, means whatever has been depicted there, so this was talking about this kind of making a means you can say the utopian society. So this is how the nationalism, feeling of nationalism was arose there through the paintings also. Getting it or not? Yes, because suppose someone, if suppose someone is just looking at this painting, so he would be just thinking about just kind of making of an ideal society, isn't it? Yes, so he would be having some feeling of nationalism towards his nation to do something. So that is why this led to the emergence of some leaders, some great leaders, who just devoted their life, sacrificed their life for making the nation. Okay, so this led to the emergence of many leaders then. Okay, many leaders, like in India also you can say. So later we will talk about that also, but there in Europe, it led to the emergence of many leaders, those who just represented the people. Okay, so this is how they formed the nation states then. Okay, and the total process, the nation states making process, was started at first from USA and Switzerland. USA and Switzerland. So we can see these are already the nation states now from previous time. Okay, so USA and Switzerland, these are the nation states, means all the people are grouped together and have a flag there. Okay, some costumes also there. Okay, so the nation states, the making of nation states, so the process was started from the USA and the Switzerland, but they are not the part of Europe, so we are talking about the Europe. But if you can say in Europe, so it was started from France first. So first France was the first nation state there, where you can say it was having a tricolor, a revolutionary tricolor. There was their kind of flag there they have chosen. Okay, then Germany. Okay, where they have the black, red, and the golden flag. Okay, so this is how the feeling of nationalism arose there in Europe, and it led to the making of nation states in the Europe there. Okay, okay, getting it or not total? Okay, now as we are talking about this nationalism, so what is this nationalism? Nationalism is where you have some feeling towards your nation, isn't it? So nationalism, just you can say it's a, you have some, if you are feeling some feeling towards the nation, if the people of a nation have feeling towards their nation, so means we just can say yes, it is nationalism. Okay, so nationalism brought change in political and mental world of the Europe. So the feeling of nationalism, so this brought change in this complete Europe. The political system was changed, then the mentality of the people was also changed, because before this the leaders were just trying to make an empire. So rather this, now they were trying to protect their nation. They want now they wanted to make a kind of ideal society for themselves, isn't it? Yes, so nationalism brought a change in the political system and the mental world of the Europe, and this led to the emergence of the nation state. So this is how the nation state like France, Germany, etc., they were formed there, isn't it? Nation state, and rather you can say the multinational dynastic empire was removed then after that. Okay, because before that there was a feeling of making an empire, which be including multinationals, okay, multinations. Getting it or not? So this feeling was then removed after this, okay. Now after when the feeling of nationalism arose there, and this led to the making of the nation states like France, Germany, etc. Getting it or not? Okay. So if you are talking about the nation states, so under the nation states, if you see under the nation states, what do you mean by the nation states? Okay, man, where the people have the kind of feeling of nationalism there. Okay, so nation state, there is sense of common identity, means the people of a nation, like say a nation state like France. So the people of France would be having a common identity, isn't it? Common identity, and it is not made by chance. Rather, it is made by the struggle of the people, struggle or the action of the leader and the common people. That is how the nation states has made, isn't it? Means the people have sacrificed their life, the leader have sacrificed their life for making the nation states. Getting it or not? Yes. So this is all for today. Now let me write means some points which I have just told you today, and that you have to note in your notebook. Okay, so write this. Okay, here we would start. So this is all you have to write here. Okay, so means I have written here about the painting, what the painting of the Fredericks was depicting. Means it was having the Statue of Liberty. Means in one hand of the Statue of Liberty you have the torch of enlightenment, in another hand you have the Charter of Human Rights or rights of men. Okay, then the painting also depicts or also just talked about the removal of absolutism. Absolutism means that also I have told you, means the ruler which is having the absolute power all over the country. We would call it as the absolutism. Okay, just write it down. Then after again you would have to write something more. Okay, so write down. So if you see, basically the painting talked about making of an ideal society, that already I have told you, in Europe, when the people, where the people are grouped together. Okay, where the people are grouped together and have common flag also. Okay, and hence the painting was talking about this kind of making of a nation states. Getting it or not? Like nation state, like France is a separate nation, Germany is also a separate nation. Means the painting was just talking about making of a nation state, where the people have the feeling towards their nation, isn't it? Yes. So making of nation state process, the first it was started from USA and Switzerland, which were already the nation states before the painting was there. So these two, US and Germany, were already the nation states, and the process was followed by France also, which was later became the nation state, where we can see the revolutionary tricolor flag also there. Okay, so what this flag depict? The flag depict what? It depicts that yes, we are a nation. Getting it or not? Then it was followed by Germany also, which has black and which have black, red, and the golden flag. Okay, so if you see under the nation state, there is a sense of common identity among the people, isn't it? Yes. So there is a sense of common identity among the people. Means the people are thinking that yes, we are grouped together and we are the nation. Getting it or not? So which was the result? And they are also thinking that this the nation state is not, it's a certain process, rather it is the result of the struggle of the people, and they have sacrificed their life also, the leaders, etc. Okay, so the nation state is the result of this. Okay, thus we can say that the nationalism, the feeling of nationalism, the feeling towards the nation. Okay, so the feeling of nationalism brought a change in the political and the mental world of the Europe. It brought some change there. Okay, because after this the political system, the mental world of the Europe was changed. Means you can see the many nation states there in the Europe after that. Getting it or not? So this is the rise, we can say the rise of nationalism in Europe there. Okay, so write it down, and more we will be discussing there in the upcoming lectures. Till then, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. Have a good day.